February 22nd, 2024, and we're in the San Fernando Mission Cemetery here in Pacoima, California, and we're here to visit Ritchie Valens' grave. So we just found Ritchie Valens' grave. Ritchie Valens is known as Richard Stephen Valenzuela, and he was born in 1941 and died in February of 1959. Many decades ago with Big Bopper and Buddy Holly in a plane crash. He was an up-and-coming Chicano star who made a few songs like La Bamba, Donna, and Come On Let's Go. They made a movie about Ritchie Valens called La Bamba, played by Luke Diamond Phillips, and it's a classic. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. His life story, Ritchie Valens. And this is his grave, here buried with his mother.
Hi, I'm Jim. I'm with my friend Daniel P. Lopez, author. We are over at Ritchie Valens' grave. Danny is a big fan is a big fan of his music, I should say. I'm going to ask him a couple questions. First question is, how did you ever come to know of Ritchie Valens, considering he passed away before you were even born?
Yeah, Ritchie Valens died in 1959. I wasn't even born, and but the way I remember first hearing about him was through the movie La Bamba, which came out in I think 1986 or 87, and that was the first time I ever remember hearing about Ritchie Valens, and it was through the movie. And it was the movie, like I said earlier, the movie is a classic, one of my favorite movies. It's a great film. You should check it out.
Do you like his music after you watched the movie?
Yes, I love his music. I love La Bamba, Donna, Come On Let's Go. You know, he has a few other songs that I like, but the songs in the movie, they're classics, and I enjoy them too. I have them on my iPod, and I listen to them every now and then.
Is there something nostalgic about that time period that you identify with? Because I do know that you're a big James Dean fan also.
Yes, well, you know, the 50s is a very iconic time. You know, a lot of celebrities have come from that era, and you know, it's just my parents were born in the 50s, and then I love James Dean too. He died in the 50s, and Ritchie Valens died in the 50s with Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper, and it's just a classic time era that can never be replaced.
Is there anything special that you've, after seeing the movie and listening to the music, is there anything that kind of resonates with you, or something that you kind of hold in your hearts towards knowing of Ritchie Valens and what he's contributed in his legacy?
Well, you know, it's a sad story, because he died at the age of 17. He was just up and coming, and he just made a few hits, and then he died in the plane crash, and he became a lot bigger after his death. And I've always been fascinated with celebrities who have died young and who left a legacy behind, like James Dean, Selena, Cliff Burton, you know, Ritchie Valens, and many others. And it's a shame that he died at 17, but his legacy lives on. You know, he will always be remembered as Ritchie Valens and La Bamba, and as a 17-year-old who was, you know, with his guitar trying to make it big. And well, he did make it big, but after his death. But you know, he's still remembered to this day.
I know that you're a super fan of Chicano stars, and that you know, there's lots of videos that have been made in the name of some of Chicano stars, and with you being a writer, you're kind of famous too as a Chicano, you know, famous type of person. So, what do you want to say in regard to that, to people who are maybe Chicano, or how you want to share these videos, which a lot of these videos tend to get a lot of hits, certain ones that you do. There's definitely an interest in it, and you're really kind of supporting the community that way.
Yes, well, I'm also Mexican American, and I admire many celebrities and people that are Mexican American, like Ritchie Valens and Selena. And it means a lot to me, because that's part of what I am, and my roots and my background, and you know, they were that too, and so I relate with them and connect with them in that way too. It's not just what they have done or their legacy, but you know, their background and who they were, and like Ritchie, and yeah.
Is there anything that you want to say, kind of on a final note while we're here?
Well, like I said, if you haven't seen the movie La Bamba, that's a great way of getting to know Ritchie Valens. And if you like celebrity graves, come visit his grave here in Mission Hills in Pacoima. And yeah, that's it. To Ritchie Valens, come on, let's go.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Alright, so I'm standing in back of, or in front of Ritchie Valens' childhood home. The address is 13428 here in Rincon in Pacoima, California. And I also forgot to mention that Ritchie Valens was the first Latino, the first Mexican American to do rock in Spanish, rock in Espanol. And I'm a big rock in Espanol fan, so go Ritchie Valens, first original one.